Lynn Chen is an actor who's become an internet sensation by creatively merging her passion for food, film, and fun. She's a champion of positive body image and is a spokesperson for National Eating Disorders Association. Her YouTube videos have gained audiences of over 30 million viewers. Isn't that amazing? Her 2 award-winning blogs, Thick Dumpling Skin and The Actor's Diet, have encouraged many to exchange unhealthy eating habits for the pursuit of wellness. You may also have seen her on HBO's Silicon Valley or at AMC's Fear the Walking Dead. So please welcome Lynn Chen. Welcome. Yes. Go.
Hi, everyone.
So you are an actor.
I am.
You are an actor.
I've been doing it a long time.
Has anybody seen the shows that I mentioned? Yes. Oh, we have a fan right
Yay!
here. Yes. All right. So did you start food blogging or did you start acting?
I did not start food blogging.
Okay. So how did that?
I've been acting since I was 5 years old, and I started on the stage of the Metropolitan Opera House where my mom was a singer, and when I lived in New York, I did all the Law and Orders. I spent a year on All My Children. I moved out here. I did a whole bunch of indie films, the TV shows you mentioned. And then about 6 years ago, I was struggling with my weight. And being in this business, you're expected to look a certain way. And I had sort of gone on every diet under the sun. I mean, you name it. I tried it. I tried food delivery. I tried Atkins.
Wow.
You name it, I tried it. And I was sort of like, I need to come to terms with this. And at the time I was reading food blogs. Now back then, 6 years ago, food blogs were not what they are today. Back then it was just a bunch of weirdos who took photos of their food and wrote about it. And
it wasn't everyone Instagram.
Not
every
everybody.
Single
Instagram didn't even exist.
Right, exactly.
People didn't even have camera phones back then.
Right.
So I was looking at these food blogs to see what other people were eating, to get recipes idea, but also to see what portion sizes were. And so I thought to myself, what if I started taking photos of my food, and what if I started posting them on a blog? So I started The Actor's Diet, and 6 years ago, it was everything I ate. Like if you went to it 6 years ago, it would show you the oatmeal I had for breakfast, the apple I had for a snack, the handful of fries that I had that I snuck, you know.
So every snack, everything.
Everything.
You took a photo of, put it on the blog,
Yes.
and wrote about it? Or?
Yes.
Wow,
because
okay.
it was sort of like, it was like a food journal, but it was a very public food journal for the entire world to see.
So what was the impetus? What caused you to think to yourself, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a picture of every single meal and put it online.
I know it sounds crazy. Who would do that? I thought to myself that because I was struggling with food, because I was having problems with overly emotionally eating and with too much dieting, I thought, you know what, if I just show what I'm eating every single day, then I can just snap a photo and forget about it. I don't have to like analyze the calorie count or the fat content or the nutrition. I don't have to think about any of that. I just snapped it, it's done. And it was good for me because it held me accountable. You know, like if people were looking at it and they were like, oh, she had a kale shake for breakfast and now she's having cake, you know, like they could see the balance of it instead of, you know, thinking to themselves, how come she's just eating cake? Or why is she just drinking a kale shake? You know, like you could see that everything sort of balances itself out.
Right. So you weren't just taking pictures of certain things, you were taking pictures of everything so people could see the whole picture.
Yes.
Oh, now, what kind of effect did that have on your eating or anything like that?
Well, it was at first, you know, like it was really exciting because I didn't think anyone would read my blog. I didn't think anybody would care. And then suddenly people were like, hey, I tried, you know, that recipe that you just came up with, you know, out of taking pantry ingredients and shoving things together. That tasted pretty good.
Right.
Or I, you know, put my spin on it and suddenly I had an audience. And suddenly it was a way to be artistic without having to, you know, wait for the phone to ring, which happens so often with acting. It's just sitting around, waiting for your agent to call you, to tell you booked the job or you didn't. Usually you didn't. So, you know, it was a way for me to be able to stay active and be creative without having to ask anyone's permission.
Now, did it help you in your eating, like eating goals?
Oh my God, like I did not think, I mean, when I started the blog, I was probably about 20 to 30 pounds heavier. And I just naturally became where I am today just because I don't diet. Like I just don't, I stopped focusing on restricting myself. So in celebrating food, I just naturally learned what worked for my body and what didn't.
Okay, so it wasn't necessarily, it wasn't necessarily like, well, if I eat all these fries, then I'll have to put them online. It was just, you started getting audience reception kind of thing and said, I like what you did there. And so you just got an appreciation for the food.
Yeah.
Was that more?
Well, it was also like, here's these fries that I ate, and instead of being like, God, I feel so guilty that I just ate, you know, all of them, and then another handful, you know, instead of that, it was sort of like, here they are, aren't they beautiful? Don't they look nice?
Nice.
And just leaving it at that.
Right, so you start, we actually have some of your pictures up here.
Those are my chocolate peanut butter pretzel muffins that I made. An excuse to eat muffins with chocolate and peanut butter for breakfast.
So you started taking these pictures just to kind of document them, but then you started getting into taking the pictures.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, food bloggers are really a very interesting breed. If you ever get together with a bunch of food bloggers, you'll if you ever see a table where people are just standing up
around the food instead of eating
stools instead of eating food and just taking photographs, those are food bloggers.
Okay.
And they're my peeps.
All right. Yeah. They're like food blogger conventions that you guys have?
Yes, there are food blogger conventions, yes. I feel like,
Okay.
Oh, you do have an ice cream suggestion for me?
You guys got really excited over here.
There's a place in Torrance called Concha. It's really good.
What's it called?
Concha.
Concha.
Yeah.
What does it have there?
It's so they have like 3 regular flavors: matcha,
Ooh, I love matcha.
Mr. Universal, which is like oatmeal cookies in vanilla ice cream with a caramel drizzle. And then they also have vanilla, and then they have 2 or 3 ones that they make fresh like every week, so it changes every week.
Oh, I
so
love
it's really
it.
good. Yeah.
I love it. I love that there's so many different ways to eat ice cream right now. Like I had ice cream between 2 churros the other day. That is ridiculously good.
Yes, please.
If you didn't like churros before, I'm sure you would like them when there's ice cream in between them. And I also had ice cream with cotton candy on top. That's a bit much.
Oh, was there a picture? I think we have a picture of
I might
that
have
up
taken
there.
a photo.
Yes.
Oh, that's caramel bacon, and everyone should Google that recipe because it is good. There was cotton candy on top of soft serve ice cream with Oreo crumbles and hot fudge. And if you think that is way too much sugar, you were right.
But worth it.
It was worth it. It was worth it. Yes.
And I've had to ask if you have any advice for aspiring food bloggers.
Yeah. My advice to aspiring food bloggers is to just do it. Because when I started the blog, I actually had a co-blogger. Her name was Christy, and she is a nutritional health counselor, and she hated blogging. She hated it so much. She was like, oh my God, you want me to post again? I just did that 2 days ago, and whereas I was like, I can't wait to post. Will you hurry up and get your post up so I can do it? I think if you just get started and don't, do it because you want to get likes or an audience response or anything like that, just do it for you and see if you like it. You'll know pretty quickly if you like it, and if you don't, stop. It's pretty simple.